Hello, my name is Josh Wojo, and I'm a part of the General Business 525 course here at West Liberty University. And today I would just like to give you guys a presentation on some ethical and unethical practices within the company of Nike ever since they have been running their company. Um, a little introduction about Nike. It was created in 1964 in Washington County, Oregon. The founders are Bill Bowerman and Phil Knight. Nike was originally named Blue Ribbon Sports, but changed to Nike finally in 1971. Um, a little background on that: Nike comes from the Greek goddess of victory, and a little fun fact about Nike: Bill Bowerman and Phil Knight, they both attended the University of Oregon, and I'm a huge football fan, and um, us football guys are always wondering what teams are going to come out with some nice gear on the field and how their uniforms are going to look. And young football players always want to look good in their uniforms. And Oregon has some of the best uniforms in the country because of Bill Bowerman and Phil Knight give them free Nike gear, um, a lot of it. So Oregon University's football team is known for their flashy uniforms and all the Nike gear that they get because of those two guys. So I think that's pretty neat, and that's pretty cool for that football team. Just a little bit about Nike's products. They sell sportswear, um, athletic foot, athletic footwear, recreational products, and sports equipment. Um, Out of these things, their athletic footwear is their most popular product. I think is their best seller. Um, you got soccer cleats for Nike, football cleats, but the most important one are basketball shoes. Nike has big endorsements with big time athletes like LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, Paul George. These are all household names. These are all superstar basketball players that the kids love, and they all have signature shoes. So that's a big up for Nike having those guys representing their company. Um, Now I'd like to dig into some of the unethical practices for from that Nike has done. They might not notice them, but I think this is something that the public eye has noticed, and that the something that the public eye really doesn't enjoy seeing. I'd like to start off with their overseas employees. Um, their overseas employees are working in sweatshops, making around 61 and 81 cents per hour, with over 40 hours a week working. 48 hours a week is what they clock in at. Um, that's 40 hours a week is average in the United States, and obviously in the United States these people are making way more than them, and 48 hours in the United States would be overtime. 48 hours in countries like Taiwan, Pakistan, and North Korea, where some of these sweatshops are located, are working 48 hour weeks, and those extra 8 hours are not overtime. Um, People are making less than $100 a month, which is crazy to me. I don't understand how people could even live off of that. That's this a mind bothering thing, and I couldn't even imagine how these people that are working in these sweatshops are living their life. Um, 85% of workers in the factory are women. So if you're a man, which you probably wouldn't want to work there in the first place, you're probably not going to get a job there because the 85% of women that work in the factory can sew better. They have smaller hands that could maneuver with the products better and making the products. Um, and these workers, they don't receive any benefits. So health benefits, um, time off, maybe vacation time. They don't receive any of that. They're breaking their backs for this company, and they're making little to nothing. And some of these people have families that they have to take care of, and I could only imagine how hard it is for these people. Um, just a little bit more on top of that. According to FlightClub.com, a pair of Nike foam posits can cost you between $300 and $2,000. Now, depending on that price um, is fluctuated between what size shoe somebody wears and the rarity of that shoe. But as you can see, these people that are making the shoe don't even make what the cheapest Nike foam posit costs, which is $300. These people are making $100 for a month, and if Nike sells $300, the price of labor is not even a percentage of what they're gonna make off of one shoe. It's pretty ridiculous stat. Now, enough of the bad things that are going on within the company or some of the things that the public eye might not like. I'd like to go on to some of the good things that Nike has done or some good decisions that they have made for the company. I'd like to start off with the cutting ties with Michael Vick. If you don't know, Michael Vick is one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play in the National Football League. He single-handedly changed the game with his style of play at the quarterback position. If you were a little league football player, you wanted to wear the number 7 because of Michael Vick. He was a great football player and he was a great guy in the community. However, halfway through his career, Michael Vick was found guilty of animal cruelty. Um, Although Michael Vick was a great talent at football, I understand why Nike had to cut their endorsements from him. People love animals and people stand for animals, um, and you can't have an athlete doing things like that in the community and being the face of your company. It's just not ethical, and I understand where Nike was going with the cutting of Michael Vick. And for the record, I would just like to state that Michael Vick is one of my favorite people, not only my favorite athletes, but people ever. He's definitely forgiven for what he has done. He's to this day does a lot of work in the community, and he is a great human being. Michael Vick will always be one of my favorite people ever. He will always be one of my favorite athletes. And in conclusion, I'd like to state that Nike is a great community and has done tremendous things for the community. Although they do things that doesn't mean although they do things that are bad sometimes, like um, the workers that they have overseas, doesn't mean that they have done good things for the community. And I just hope that they can fix some of the bad things that they have done and can continue to do the greater things that they're doing, like what they did with Colin. And for the record, I would like to state that Nike is a great company, but they also have some things that they need to work on. And I would just like to take this time by saying thank you for taking the time out and reading and watching my presentation. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and everyone have a nice day. Just to continue on to that, stack on top of some of the good things that Nike has done, I would like to to go second with the signing of Colin Kaepernick and keeping his endorsement deal. If you don't know who Colin Kaepernick is, Colin Kaepernick protested in the NFL because of social injustice by taking a knee during the national anthem. Um, People took extreme defense to that. People were threatening to kill him, sending death threats to his house. People were burning his jersey, not watching NFL games, were threatening not to buy products or buy tickets to NFL games anymore if people were going to continue to do things like that. And that right there is this crazy what kind of stand he took because he was a major figure in the NFL. Um, Nike took a stand by his side when the NFL disowned him, and although it was unethical what the NFL did because all Colin Kaepernick was doing was just practicing some of his rights in the Constitution, and Nike took a stand by him, and that was a very ethical thing to do by taking a stand for him. Not only were they taking a stand for him, but they were speaking for every single minority in the community that was being treated differently because of social injustice.